Blessed rise. How are you this rising? I'm on my way out the door in about 10 minutes to greet a couple of clients at my professional space. And I'm stopping by with a live stream not only to wish you a blessed rise. We want to switch the word sound from morning. Instead of greeting the dead, we want to say blessed rise or grand rising, beautiful rising. I want to talk a little bit about setting daily habits of love and success. Okay? So before I head out the door, I want to just explain a little bit about some of the things I do as an elder that I've learned on my path that are going to help your life. And then I'm going to touch in on one of my clients today is an hour-long consultation that was purchased by this client online. And I'm helping him to transition off of blood thinners like Coumadin and warfarin. Now, the law says I'm not really able to do that, right? Because prescription medications, curing, diagnosing, or giving the illusion that you're practicing medicine is against the long arm of the law. And so since I'm well aware of the law, I know how to stay outside of getting caught up in Babylon. As a womb being, as a woman, I have run things in my household for many decades. And so my household is simple. It's very, very, very low maintenance. My house is very tiny. It's only 800 square foot or a little less. And I keep it very uncluttered. So I'm just going to kind of show you a few things. The first thing you want to do when you're rising is you want to take a moment in your bed or on the floor. If you're laying on a cot, you want to take a moment to just give thanks for another day of breath, another day of life. No matter what has befallen you, take a moment, just a moment. You could be stressed about your children, your bills, your bank is overdrafting. I've had all of those, and I've had them all at the same time, by myself. You could be stressing that a teacher's being abusive to your child. You could be stressing that you have no idea why your child is manifesting oppositional and defiant behavior to you. And you could have no idea why you're going through a lot of anxiety. So that's why I keep posting about wheat. So let's start our day with giving thanks for the day. Let's get up and pick up our bedding, fold up our blankets if that's what we lay on like me. Tidy up your bed, tidy up your space so it's ready to receive you come nightfall. Reflect upon your dreams or your travels. Take a moment just to lay there still, bring the breath into your belly, and then start your day with your room temperature water, your probiotic. Get up and brush your teeth. Sometimes it'll be activated charcoal, other times it'll be baking soda. It'll need to be something that doesn't have fluoride in it because that's going to go into your gums and it's going to go into your bloodstream and it's going to calcify your glands up here. You want to make sure that your sink is clean. I've got my dehydrator out. I was going to try dehydrating some things that I made yesterday. I prepare food for the dogs and I was given some eggs by someone, so I've got them on my stove here so my dogs have some food and they're cooling off for when I get home. I'm going to come into my bathroom here where I keep things pretty simple, okay? And I keep things tidy. I like to have plants. Let me turn this around. That'd make it a lot easier here. Okay. I like to have plants. This is my bathroom, and this was gifted to me by a lady who made the quilt. And at the dollar store, I've got my little believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Bless up, guys. Believe in yourself. It cost me $1, and I put it there so as I'm getting ready in the morning to go greet my clients, do what I do, put a little scarf on, I'm going to come in here, grab my little toothbrush, which I don't always use. I'm going to grab my baking soda, and then I'm going to put my little container that I have here with some cacao butter that I whipped up and some coconut oil. That goes on my face and my skin. And this is my stack of washcloths. I keep them, this way, so I can just grab one and I can do my sponge bathing in the morning. I can do it with what I've got in a reusable container with African liquid black soap in it in here instead of the Jergens, okay? So I can put on some natural fabrics. I don't have to worry too much because I don't shave my underarms. I'm not shaving my legs. Let me turn this back around. Okay? I take care in the morning to water my single Bible here. A lot of you will know this as aloe vera, but it's grand medicine. And then cacao here, which I got from Arminda Colon on Facebook a couple years ago. It's a cacao plant. And I've got my bundle that I bought from a man here who was making his way in life with the dried flowers, and my little sage and my feather here for when I need that. Otherwise, my life is pretty simple. So I want to go out the door to greet my client in a way where I'm coming home to a clean space. I can handle whatever comes my way during the day, not because I'm a perfectionist, but because I've got my sink cleared off, I've got myself ready to go, okay? I don't need to worry about eating breakfast, because if I'm not eating super late at night, my body can go a little longer without packing in all kinds of stuff, especially lots of stuff that's going to spike my glycemic index and make me more tired. So now I'm going to kind of switch over before I go, and I'm going to leave out the door here in a few minutes. But I have a client who, for probably at least the last 10 years, has had a kidney disease that would be technically classified as a stage 3 necrotic kidney disease. Now, if you went to the doctor, and I was raised by grandmothers and mothers that do not doctor at all, and I did not doctor most of my life, except for when I felt like, well, maybe they're kind of a little too old-fashioned, maybe I should doctor. A doctor would tell you that necrotic kidney disease is going to be something that you're going to end up dying from, and that nothing is going to help you. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Whether it's HIV, necrotic kidney disease, lupus, arthritis, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, which I was diagnosed with, I mentioned that before, and many other things, they are reversible. And I have decades of experience, in addition to my childhood, of learning to use far eye, telepathically communicate with monkeys and dogs and birds and all kinds of animals, living with my parents and living on my own, and travels around the world in places on my own on a very scant budget, that we were forced into using Englitch. It's a land gauge. It's how you support the consistency of spelling back your energy. So if you want to heal, and this gentleman happens to be taking a warfarin, which is a form of Coumadin, it's a blood thinner. So to transition someone off of something like that is a very delicate matter. First, because the mind is attached to the doctor's suggestion, and the doctors always suggest what they've been taught and what they've been told, which is what? You could have a stroke, you could have an aneurysm, you could have a blood clot because you've had blood clots before. But in this case, we've been on a clarifying diet that's extremely low starch, that's predominantly high raw, that's entirely vegan, and that's reduced to food chemicals for 15 months. So this individual is anxious to get started on a protocol with me that involves remineralizing his body. Unfortunately, Coumadin and warfarin are a class of drugs that would interfere with certain minerals. In fact, they're sodium based, so your ion mineral pumps would be compromised because the sodium in your body is so high, it's driving your potassium levels into a different range. Now, does that mean I've got to take out my blood and my urine and get it tested all the time? No, it doesn't. What it means is that we have to take our time to transition off, and that by law, I'm going to make sure I protect myself and say, make sure your doctor is helping you to do this. It's possible. It's entirely possible, but you have to work with the fear in the mind of the client, and we all have it. We all have that fear. So I wish you a beautiful day. Lipomas are caused by scoliosis and excess adipose tissue, which is a result of having excessive amounts of fibrin. Now, that's going to be covered in my book, and there's never a promise to those who are sending me messages and asking about that, because adipose tissue is not necessarily going to just completely disappear overnight. It's going to take work on your part. Okay? So it depends on how long they've been there and what's going on exactly, and that's why I do the individual consultations with people, so I can hear their story and I can see you through the tablets most of the time, or professionally in my space, I can see you in person. All right, so long for now. Have a blessed day. Sending you love, and I'm going to go do my thing. Little more.